Kudlow, Shauna Parsons, meteorologist Rod Hill, and Tim Becker Sports. This is the 10 o'clock news.
Good evening. New clues in the search for a suspected killer. The FBI says Christian Longo may show up at a fast food restaurant or coffee shop looking for work.
Longo was accused of murdering his wife and 3 children in the Newport area last month. KPTV's Carrie Tomlinson is here with more. Carrie?
The FBI says Christian Longo may be looking for work or possibly for medicine. They say he's a diabetic and may go to a clinic or hospital looking for insulin. And they hope by letting the public know that someone will spot him and possibly put an end to this manhunt.
The hunt for Christian Longo has brought tips from all over the country. Reports he was seen in Iowa, where he was born, Arkansas, Florida, and Nevada. But so far, the only confirmed sightings are in California on December 23rd and 26th. Starbucks reports that Longo applied for a job at one of their coffee shops in San Francisco. They set up an interview and notified authorities, but they say Longo never returned for that interview. The FBI says Longo could be looking for work at coffee shops or fast food restaurants around the country, since he has experience in both businesses. Longo worked at the Starbucks in Fred Meyer in Newport. His last day, reportedly, was December 19th, the same day his son's body was found in the water. Zachary, Madison, and Sadie Longo were all murdered. Their mother, Christian's wife, Mary Jane, died as well.
The FBI's interest right now started with his flight to avoid prosecution from Oregon. Our efforts are to help the Lincoln County authorities find him wherever he is in the world and return him to Oregon to face the charges that are outstanding.
They believe he may be driving a car he allegedly stole from this car dealership in Wilsonville, a 2001 Dodge Durango. The FBI says Longo may be using another set of plates. Not just Kid Van, as reported before, but also Michigan plates reading Skyview, possibly in blue and white.
Now, you may have heard some confusion during all this about 2 Dodge Durangos. There are 2 connected to this case. One that the family drove from Michigan, and then one that authorities believe Christian Longo stole from the Wilsonville dealership. Both apparently are missing. Now, the first one from Michigan was a 1999 Durango, and reports say Longo defaulted on his monthly loan payments for that one in Michigan. The court tried to repossess the car, but the Longos had already left the state. Now, the second one is that 2001 Durango. Find either one of those, and you could find more clues leading to Christian Longo.
And the folks in Newport have sort of adopted the children, haven't they?
They certainly have, and tomorrow there's going to be a memorial, another memorial for the family at noon tomorrow, and then Saturday in Michigan, there's also going to be a memorial funeral services for the family.
All right.
Carrie, thank you. The Washington County Sheriff's Department busts its first meth lab of 2002. The SWAT team served a search warrant early this morning here at this wood fabricating business in Gaston called AccuFab, which is right next to the Gaston Fire Department. They arrested 41-year-old Bartley Brown, who faces federal charges. Investigators say he was making a pound of methamphetamine a day. On the street, a pound sells for about $5,000 or $6,000. They've been waiting to make this bust for quite a while.
Now, investigators have been working on this case for more than 3 years. They believe that the man that owns this property was cooking here and selling methamphetamine for at least 3 years out of this particular location.
On the property, investigators say they found 55-gallon drums of the chemicals used to make meth stacked 15 feet high. They say this could have a huge environmental impact because each pound of meth produced creates 5 to 7 pounds of toxic waste. Meth labs have become a huge problem in recent years. For example, in Washington County in 1997, they busted 2 meth labs. Last year, they busted 57. The man who shot at police after firing at a TriMet bus early yesterday was suspended by the bus company in early December. 37-year-old Clayton Jasmine was arraigned in court today. TriMet suspended him as a contract driver because of poor attendance. According to police, Jasmine fired rounds into a bus along Milwaukee Avenue in southeast Portland. He later fired rounds at officers who surrounded his apartment before finally being arrested. Jasmine faces charges of aggravated and attempted murder. He may also be connected with other TriMet vandalism.
The drunk driver who smashed into a family of 5 on Christmas Day was indicted today on a bunch of charges, including manslaughter. Police say Timothy Gillum was drunk when he ignored a traffic light and slammed into the Ryback family car in Gresham. The whole family was hospitalized, and a day later, 6-year-old Avenir Ryback died from major head trauma. Police who later searched Gillum's Northeast Portland home discovered he was also growing marijuana.
Two fast cars in a split decision ended the life of an 11-year-old girl last weekend. Now her family is calling for an end to illegal street racing. KPTV's Robin Burke has the story.
I will never forget your smile. Say hi to Jesus.
Kathy Pamanti reads farewell messages from her daughter's friends. Tomorrow, the ball will be buried with 11-year-old Crystal. The Pamantis believe both drivers in an illegal street race are to blame for their daughter's death, as well as the driver of a pickup that pulled in front of the racing cars, causing the crash last Saturday. 20-year-old Edgar Moran is charged with manslaughter and reckless driving. Crystal and her sister and brother were riding in his car.
Edgar was a good boy. He did a stupid mistake.
Matthew Adam McAfee.
Today, the driver of the other car, 19-year-old Matthew McAfee, appeared in court. He's charged with second-degree manslaughter in Crystal's death.
I hope it was the guilt that he did come forth of what he caused my little girl's death, because he did cause it.
Friends of McAfee say he, too, is a responsible, good kid who made a stupid decision.
He's just a wonderful kid that was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
We're upset because of the stupidity of the thing, not because of the intent. We know there's no intent.
But the Pamantis say the punishment should be severe for both drivers. Jail time plus.
No license whatsoever ever again. Do community service at schools. Teach these kids, tell these kids not to race.
In Northeast Portland, Robin Burke, the 10 o'clock news.
A memorial for Crystal Pamanti will be held tomorrow at the Corbett Community Church. Well, tonight, we'd like your opinion. Should that second driver in the fatal street racing accident face manslaughter charges? That's our 12 Talkback online poll question. Log on to our website, Oregons12.tv, and see results on tomorrow's 10 o'clock news.
Two Eugene boys are in a lot of trouble after vandalizing that city's new Red Cross headquarters. Two kids, aged 12 and 13, turned themselves in for causing this, over $250,000 in damages to the headquarters. They smashed windows and plugged water drains, causing thousands of gallons of water to flood the building. The boys have been cited for second-degree burglary and criminal mischief. The damage to the building was covered by insurance.
There's a recall effort underway against Portland School Board member Derry Jackson. A Portland activist filed papers with the Multnomah County Elections Department to recall Jackson. He listed 5 reasons: Jackson's arrest for driving with an open container, his arrest for assaulting his wife, his failure to pay his property taxes, his comments in a newspaper that Jews run everything, and finally his belief that students shouldn't help set school district policy.
In the Portland Public Schools, acts of violence, substance abuse, or racial or religious hatred are all prohibited, and I believe that Mr. Jackson should be held accountable to those same standards.
Derry Jackson did not return our phone calls today. The recall petition must be returned in 90 days, complete with 22,381 signatures.
The Army Corps of Engineers has approved a $196 million project to deepen the Columbia River Channel by 3 feet to improve shipping. That project will allow large ships to carry more cargo to the Port of Portland. It would cover about 104 miles from the mouth of the Columbia River, at Astoria, to where it joins the Willamette River at Portland. It's not clear when that work will start. Well, tonight's national championship college football game turned out to be a pretty big disappointment for Oregon Duck fans.
Yeah, the Ducks might have shared the national title if tonight's game had turned out just a little differently. KPTV's David Wilson watched the Rose Bowl with Duck fans at a local sports bar. He joins us now from the newsroom with their reaction. Dave?
Well, in tonight's Rose Bowl matchup, the Miami Hurricanes stomped the Nebraska Cornhuskers 37-14. If the Cornhuskers could have pulled out a win, it might have meant a tie. Our own Oregon Ducks sharing the national championship title with the Miami Hurricanes. With all eyes transfixed on a wall of television monitors, Oregon Duck fans packed this Beaverton sports bar.
Brand new, hot off the press.
Still glowing from their Fiesta Bowl win, Duck fans know a Cornhusker win at the Rose Bowl is a win for the University of Oregon.
He gets a big hole over the right.
Go Nebraska, go Ducks!
But before the first half is over, it's clear Nebraska doesn't stand a chance against the mighty Miami offense.
Kind of a joke.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Real bad joke.
Duck fans believe Oregon, with its one loss of the season, would have been a better matchup for Miami in the Rose Bowl.
Touchdown, Miami.
I just wish the Ducks would have beat Stanford, and then we'd be playing them there ourselves right now. And I was hoping that we got to play Miami, but we didn't. We should be the national champions.
Some Duck fans say Miami should share the national championship title with their team anyway.
Oh, absolutely. It's not going to happen, but I absolutely believe they should be.
No, at this point, I don't think they should be co-champions, but I think they should be proud of being number 2 in the nation. You know, it's a clear-cut number 2.
Oregon is definitely not going to be part of the national championship title now. All that is well behind the team. What does seem to be important, especially to fans tonight, is that the Ducks' last game this season at the Fiesta Bowl was an incredible win against Colorado, and that's what Oregon fans say they'll remember most this season.
All right, KPTV's David Wilson, thanks.
Coming up, a new year, a new time for entertainment. We'll show you what to expect in music, movies, and television.
Also, 2 young archaeologists have made an amazing discovery in their own backyard. Find out how they're changing Oregon history just ahead.
Plus, they're off to support their country. Oregon reservists are away from home tonight. We have the latest on the 939's newest mission.
And I'm Monica Guzza in for Rod Hill this evening. Well, depending on where you're at, tomorrow will either be warm and spring-like or very foggy and very chilly. And we'll also take a look at the snowstorm that's hitting the southern U.S. All of that coming up at 10:30.
I'm Ken Ackerman.
And I'm Kimberly Moss. So you want to be in the movies, huh? Tomorrow on Good Day Oregon, see how to become an extra from a real casting director.
Plus, will the Oregon Ducks get their share of the national glory? We're going to find out the results of the Rose Bowl.
Also, Mike Darcy gets down and dirty with some garden tips.
And the diagnosis is in. We're going to find out if your kid is really sick or just faking it to avoid school tomorrow.
My wife was always getting on my case about smoking. She said it's bad for you. It makes the drapes smell. She even threatened to stop kissing me if I didn't quit. I said, it's my lungs and it's my life. But I was wrong. I didn't quit. I had no idea the life I'd lose wasn't mine. It was hers. Because she was my life. My wife was my life.
America's top critics agree.
The champ is here!
Rolling Stone. Extraordinary.
New York Times.
Breathtaking.
Newsweek.
Honest and gorgeous.
Time Magazine.
One of the best movies of the year.
Cosell, everybody here wants me to snatch that thing off the top of your head.
Will Smith has been nominated for a Golden Globe in what is being called the performance of a lifetime.
Look how good I look.
R-rated, rated R. Now playing in theaters everywhere.
We're the people you can depend on. For quality, it's all right here.
Welcome to the grand opening of the new Bedrooms Unlimited in Hillsborough, featuring over 30 different bedroom sets in Mission, modern, contemporary, traditional, as well as an unlimited selection of children's furniture. This is truly a unique bedroom store, beautifully decorated with down-to-date comforters and Simmons mattresses. So hurry on out to Bedrooms Unlimited grand opening sale going on now in Hillsborough.
Clean sweep. Clean sweep.
We've lowered the broom and are sweeping up the savings for you during the Clean Sweep sale and clearance at Emporium. You'll find savings of an additional 30 and 50% off selected merchandise in every department. That's total savings of 45 to 75%. Clean Sweep is going on now. Hurry in and clean house only at Emporium.
I'm Ken Ackerman.
And I'm Kimberly Moss. Tomorrow on Good Day Oregon, see how to become an extra from a real casting director.
And find out if your kid is really sick or just faking it to avoid school tomorrow.
The U.S. government is telling law enforcement agencies to stay on high alert through the Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City.
They're being told to remain on guard against domestic terrorism. Also, negotiations are said to be close to a breakthrough for the surrender of Taliban leader Mullah Mohammed Omar and 1,500 of his fighters, but the U.S. insists that no deal has been offered. American warplanes have struck what's being called a fairly extensive al-Qaeda compound and training ground. That base has been a place where al-Qaeda members go to regroup. Afghanistan's new government has freed 320 Taliban prisoners. Some of them had spent years locked away by Northern Alliance groups. U.S. Marines have been searching Taliban and al-Qaeda facilities in the south. During a 29-hour mission, Marines say they found documents, guns, and other items that could be useful. And the White House says Hamid Karzai, the head of Afghanistan's interim government, is planning a visit to the U.S. and will meet with President Bush.
Another suspicious letter has turned up on Capitol Hill. It was found in Senate Majority Leader Tom Daschle's office at the Capitol building. Before the letter was even delivered, it had been bombarded with radiation to kill any possible anthrax spores. That is the new standard procedure for Capitol mail. Capitol Police say the FBI has taken over the case and will determine the nature of the powder that was in the letter. It wasn't anthrax.
Letter that had a threatening note inside and a powdery substance inside of the letter. They conducted an analysis of the substance with bio tickets. Both of those tickets came back negative. So while we don't know exactly what the substance is, what we do know is that the substance is not hazardous.
2 anthrax-tainted letters were discovered in the congressional mail system last year, including one sent to Daschle's office in the Hart Senate office building in October.
A lawyer for an Arab-American Secret Service agent who was asked to leave a commercial flight is calling what happened a case of discrimination. The president flew to Crawford, Texas for his holiday break on Air Force One. The agent was trying to get there ahead of the president when the captain of an American Airlines flight kicked him off the plane. The captain says the paperwork the agent had filled out to carry a gun on the flight was unreadable with missing items. The agent said his first flight was canceled and he was sent to a different gate.
American Airlines agents at that gate had no blank forms that he needed to fill out. So the American Airlines agent decided to use one of the forms that he already had and simply crossed out the airport, flight, and seat numbers and wrote in the new flight and seat numbers.
An American Airlines manager says the agent admitted he filled out the paperwork incorrectly, and he admitted he lost his temper, too.
At least a dozen local military families are dealing with the first night of not having their loved ones at home. As we first reported yesterday, a dozen U.S. Air Force reservists from the 939th Rescue Wing are joining the war on terrorism overseas. KPTV's Rebecca Wu was there for the early morning send-off.
It'll be at least a year before another hug or another kiss from Daddy. Besides the chill in the air, the reality of deployment can be numbing.
Part of it is I don't really believe it's happening, and part of it is I'm really proud of him, and I know he's going to do a great job.
Next week, Margaret and Mitch will celebrate their 2nd anniversary apart. This will be Mitch's first deployment to a combat zone.
A little bit of excitement and a little bit of sadness because I'll be leaving my wife.
So they'll depend heavily on their faith to get them through.
We have a good support system in our church, and so I know there's a lot of people praying for us both, and that's comforting.
This is the first time reservists from the 939th Rescue Wing in Portland will be deployed overseas as part of Operation Enduring Freedom. They will help in rescue operations. The reservists will be training at Patrick Air Force Base in Florida for an indefinite period of time, but they'll be ready to go overseas as soon as the U.S. Department of Defense gives the order.
You're just kind of numb, scared, but excited, too.
Amber and Keith just got married a month ago after they heard rumors about deployment. They haven't even gone on their honeymoon yet. But they will celebrate their first anniversary the next time they see each other.
We're leaving for a month, a very long month.
Until then, Amber will take it day by day to keep her fears and sadness from taking off.
You can't really prepare for something like this, you know? It just kind of all happens. It's going to happen no matter what you do. So just be there for each other and just kind of face reality.
At the Portland Air Base, Rebecca Wu, the 10 o'clock news.
A spokesperson for the 939th Rescue Wing says there's a good chance more reservists could be activated and deployed. There are 900 Air Force reservists in the 939th Rescue Wing, which is based right here in Portland.
President Bush is coming to Portland on Saturday. He'll be visiting a job training center in Northeast Portland and delivering a speech at Parkrose High School. That visit is part of his campaign to resurrect an economic stimulus plan that has stalled in Congress. Oregon has the highest jobless rate in the nation and was the first state to declare itself in a recession. The Oregon Republican Party is doling out tickets. Check with them if you will want to attend.
A new high-tech tool will help Tigard police catch bad guys even in the dead of night. It's called a Raytheon infrared camera. It's mounted on top of the patrol car, and it can rotate 360 degrees. It's basically a heat seeker. You'll be able to see on the screen how the camera can pick up heat, whether from cars that have just been running or people whose body heat shows up very clearly. Tigard police are very excited about their new gadget.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a nice tool for the officers. You know, when you're working night shift and you go down into a city park or something, you want to see if there's somebody wandering around off in the park at night. You can't see because it's not very well lit. with this, you can see just as good as day.
Tigard Police got the camera thanks to federal grant money.
An Oregon company is sending some help to weary firefighters in Australia. 2 firefighting helicopters from Erickson Air Crane out of Central Point will hopefully help crews get control of the flames. So far, 100-foot-high fires have destroyed 170 homes and displaced thousands of people around Sydney. Firefighters plan to rent 2 S-64 helitankers to supplement the one they already own. That helicopter is already being credited with saving hundreds of homes from fire.
Well, the Rose Bowl is history, and so are the Ducks' hopes for a co-championship.
Yeah, they needed a Miami loss for a chance at the #1 AP ranking, but Nebraska failed to deliver. Tim Becker joins us now with a look at what that means for the Ducks now.
Basically means they're going to have to settle for their best season ever. It's just
not
gonna
too bad.
Yeah, we were hoping the final polls would be out at this moment, but maybe by the sportscast they'll be here. Hey, you know, it was obvious by halftime that Miami was well on its way to stomping the Cornhuskers, and that brought even more credence to the argument that Oregon, instead of Nebraska, should have been at the Rose Bowl tonight. That said, Ducks coach Mike Bellotti was asked what could be done to avoid the same dilemma in the future.
I have obviously said my point about the BCS. I do think it would have been nice for us to get the chance and the opportunity to be here. The polls and everything and the thing had us ahead. The computers did not. And maybe, as Terry said, maybe we only use the computers if it's a tie or it's not 1 and 2 clear cut.
Well, Bellotti, not the only Duck at the game. Some Oregon faithful showing their colors among the sea of red Nebraska fans there. But it wasn't long before Miami had them all seeing red. First quarter, Ken Dorsey opens the bidding with a 49-yard bomb to Andre Johnson. They were ahead 14-0 in the second quarter when Heisman Trophy winner Eric Crouch is picked off by James Lewis. Away he goes, 47 yards for the score, 21-0 at that point, and Dorsey loves it. He got back out there and tossed 2 more touchdown passes before halftime. Another one to Johnson made it 34-0. It was pretty much over. Miami rolls to the 37-14 victory and a perfect 12-0 record. There is no question that Miami will be the undisputed heavyweight champion #1. Like I say, we're hoping at this moment to have the final poll for the folks out there, but maybe by the sportscast it'll be in.
All right.
We're hoping for #2 at least, right?
Hoping for #2.
Okay, Tim, thanks.
Coming up, an advanced look at the weekend weather in the Pinpoint Forecast.
Also, a member of a popular boy band is in trouble with the law. We'll tell you about the arrest of a Backstreet Boy just ahead.
Plus, an ancient treatment may be a new lease on life for some drug addicts. Find out how acupuncture may be a sure thing coming up.
Tomorrow night at 10, the new Citizens Review Board begins the heavy task of hearing dozens of complaints about police misconduct in Portland. We'll take you to their first session tomorrow on the 10 o'clock news.
Every day can be a surprise. There's never a dull moment working here.
I always had heard that Walmart was a good company to work for.
Our #1 goal is to keep our customers happy.
That's 100% of your job.
We laugh. We laugh at Walmart. We have fun.
It's very important to make the customer happy because the customer is #1 here at Walmart.
Just go over there with a smile on your face, and that may turn their day around. It's like a family. It's like a big, happy family.
I love coming to work every day. How many people can say that?
Walmart is a great place to work for anybody.
Get motivated today. Get really motivated now. Call and get 2 for $1 or 50% off for yourself. That's right, half off. Call 1-800-204-2400. It's the way we make you feel.
A 6-year-old boy in Bend digs up buried treasure at a friend's house. See how his backyard find could change Oregon history books coming up on the 10 o'clock news.
How are we going to win on Sunday? How are we going to win on Sunday?
Multiple shifts, lots of play action.
You want expert answers whenever you need them? Come to Office Depot, where our people listen, understand, and help.
How can I make these look like they're not just from my home office?
Some digital photos.
It'd be nice if everything was like that.
And praying doesn't hurt.
Office Depot. What you need to know.
This weather report on the 10 o'clock news is brought to you by American Family Insurance. All your protection under one roof. Look in the white or yellow pages and call today.
I'm Richard.
I'm Elaine, and these are our 3 daughters and their families.
Michelle, Becky, and Kathy.
We all have American Family Life Insurance. Why? The life plan fits our family.
Definitely, our agent really watches over us.
It's a relationship built on honesty and trust. That's why we all have American Family Life.
All your protection under one roof.
American Family Insurance.
In tonight's HealthCast, some breast cancer survivors may experience a decrease in physical functioning later in life. According to a new study, women who had chemotherapy and took tamoxifen, in addition to having surgery, are at risk. Doctors are now asking if every woman should receive chemotherapy or tamoxifen or both after surgery. Now, before this study, it was generally accepted that additional treatments did not affect long-term quality of life and physical functioning. Doctors think they may have discovered why some women suffer multiple miscarriages. It may be a genetic flaw. When one of the mother's 2 X chromosomes is flawed or abnormal, male fetuses can't survive because they don't have another X chromosome to rely on. Female fetuses won't miscarry because they do have that extra X chromosome, so they survive, but half of them will pass on the flawed chromosome. Now, it doesn't mean the affected women can't have children. There is now a simple blood test to determine whether women do have that bad chromosome. There is no known cure. And new evidence that the human heart can repair itself. Doctors have long assumed that damage from a heart attack or other ailment is irreversible and that the heart can't regenerate tissue the way other organs can. But researchers found that in heart transplant patients, patient cells travel to the new heart and then grow new muscle and blood vessels. You can read more about this study in the New England Journal of Medicine.
Cocaine addicts who would like to bust free from their addiction find themselves with few treatment options at work. More than 40 drugs have been tried to cure cocaine addiction, but none has worked. Acupuncture is useful in treating heroin withdrawal, and researchers have been studying whether acupuncture could work for cocaine addiction, too. Well, the Journal of the American Medical Association says the best ever study done on it proves that acupuncture does not make an effective treatment.
I'm sure a fair amount of disappointment and unhappiness out there with the results. I wish it could have been different, but as a scientist, I have to report what we found.
Doctors say the most successful treatment appears to be teaching the addict coping skills to enable them to resist the craving.
Monica Guzman's here now with a look at the weather.
Yes, and it looks like our winter has gone south.
Hey,
I mean, our weather just keeps getting better and better. In fact, the Portland area, we could see sunshine and 50 degrees tomorrow.
We need some.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah.
We've been getting plenty of rain and snow now,
right.
So the people in the southeast, they're getting sick of it,
right.
I tell you, but it looks like theirs is on the way out, too. So, but conditions right now, it's lovely outside. I mean, temperatures are warm. Why don't we take a look at conditions? And also, we have a beautiful shot. This is what it looked like this afternoon. Our photographer, Beth English, shot these beautiful pictures of the sky around the Portland area. And every once in a while, you'll see that the clouds would move in, but then the sun would come back out. So just a very nice day. Temperatures 43 degrees. Humidity is 97%. Barometer is on the rise. Winds out of the east-southeast. As soon as those settle down, it's going to get foggy. Here's a look at the upper wind flow, and you can see, even as of tonight, we're beginning to build a ridge of high pressure, and this little trough out here was the rain that we saw moving through overnight. And those of you at far eastern Oregon, in fact, got quite a bit of snow out of it. By the time we go into tomorrow morning, a strong southerly flow, so those of you in the protected valleys, like down into the Umpqua Basin, the Grand Ronde Valley, also the southern Willamette Valley, dense fog. Even Portland will have some dense fog. As we go into the afternoon, though, high pressure continues to build in. Should be a lovely day up here in Portland. Some areas, though, like the Dalles into Pendleton, you will stay foggy almost all day long, so you'll miss out on the sunshine. Going into Saturday morning, though, this high pressure ridge begins to move off to the east and down to the south. Clouds move on shore. A chance for a rain shower early in the day, but our best chance, I think, for rain showers for Saturday are going to be later in the day as this area of rain begins to move towards us. But it is also beginning to break up. So I'm thinking just a chance for rain showers on Saturday. Here's our 24-hour precipitation. Most of this fell overnight, and the bulk of it did fall out along the coastline, well over ½ an inch in North Bend, 7/100ths of an inch here in Portland, and also rain and including some snow over here into eastern Oregon. The Dalles did stay dry, as did Lakeview. Here's our time-lapse video, and this is from this afternoon about between 3:30 and 4:30. Here's the Markham Bridge and the Willamette River. We're looking at the West Hills here in Portland, and you can see every once in a while we get a nice little gap in the clouds, a little bit of clearing, then the clouds would move back in again. Right now we're seeing partly cloudy skies out there, and we should continue to see some clearing as we go through the evening. Taking a look at the satellite, mostly clear skies, a lot of fog though over here in eastern Oregon. And even though it looks like this system is moving onshore, notice how it sort of begins to dissolve as it gets here and is slowly being shunted up to the north. So much of that cloud cover is not going to reach us. That area of high pressure is certainly going to be strong enough. High temperatures today, very warm over here in the western half of the state. Look at this, 58 degrees down in Brookings today. Temperatures a little cooler in the east, but certainly not as cool as we've seen them recently. I mean, many times we've seen burns down in the 20s. Okay, high temperatures for the nations. Look at this. Look at this. Very, very cold. 32, 35 in Atlanta. Very cold temperatures dropping all the way down even into the panhandle of Florida. We have to get all the way down into the Miami area before we see any warm temperatures, around 75. Clear and cold throughout the central portion of the nation. And then as we go into the west, finally, it begins to clear up a little bit. 61 in San Francisco, 61 down in Los Angeles. Speaking of the snow in the south, take a look at this video. This is snow that was falling in Charlottesville. In fact, I'll just get out of the way here so you can see it. Charlottesville, Virginia. This is snow that was falling this morning and throughout the day. They had almost 8 inches of snow. Luckily, this system is beginning to move offshore. But this is going to be difficult digging out of this. I mean, there were snow showers all over the southeast. Atlanta saw snow. Everyone saw snow. And here you can see the system finally beginning to work its way offshore. So it's in the Richmond area, but just now hitting the coastline. So it looks like everybody's going to get a chance to dig out down in the southeast. But it was fun for some people. Oregon coast tomorrow becoming partly sunny, high of 55. In Newport, mostly cloudy skies for you throughout the day. Tillamook and Astoria, a chance for a rain shower, but otherwise mostly cloudy. Small craft advisory, and that's going to be because of the winds kicking up out of the southeast at 25 knots. Also swells out of the southwest at 10 feet, so a little rough out there. Into the western valleys, Kelso, mostly cloudy. Portland, we should clear off to a lovely day. Salem, Corvallis, Eugene, though, I do think that fog is going to stick with you. It's going to keep those temperatures down about 10 degrees. Right around 40, 43 degrees for a high. Oregon Cascades, though, partly sunny skies, snow level popping all the way up to 7,000 feet, so the slopes will be just a little melty and maybe a little icy if you're going to be doing any skiing or snowboarding, but the visibility should be incredible. Central and eastern Oregon, morning fog and low clouds, many places clearing out nicely. Baker City should be lovely tomorrow at LeGrand. We'll probably see some fog. Pendleton, you will stay socked in throughout the day. Very low temperatures. The Dalles, a chance for some afternoon clearing. Otherwise, expect fog. It's foggy there right now. Cascade Locks becoming partly sunny and 42 for a high. We'll start out with fog, then it'll get very nice. Winds out of the southeast tomorrow afternoon at 5 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day planner. Saturday, a chance for some rain showers, better chance as we go into the evening. Sunday, an even smaller chance for showers. Monday, showers overnight into Tuesday morning, and then really drying out nicely as a very strong ridge of high pressure moves in for the mid part of the week. So that's how things are looking, and all the rain that we're looking for is only a chance.
We'll take a chance
for
a change.
Yeah, thanks, Monica. Well, the human history of Oregon is carved in stone by people who lived here as long as 10,000 years ago.
Now, one of the newest chapters has been found by a pair of young archaeologists, very young ones. KPTV's Jim Hyde has their story.
6-year-old Marcus McGovern and his pal Levi Witt gave their find to the Deschutes County Historical Society. It's a fistful of sharpened obsidian knapped several hundred or several thousand years ago, or more.
I found it in the dirt. I was digging with my hands when I found it. First, I thought it was obsidian.
Who made it?
The Indians. Yeah, they carved it out.
The boys washed it, then showed it to families, friends, teachers, and museum curator Sue Fruing. She called an archaeologist.
It's a very nice piece.
The young archaeologist learned from an experienced colleague.
What they were doing is they had a piece of antler or something, and they push from this side, and we pop a flick off, and they pop another one off, and another one.
Marcus's mom got the point.
The newspaper people, he showed them, see how it cuts, and he cut the coffee table.
Levi's mom said the dirt came from a construction job her husband did near Drake Park on the Deschutes Riverbank near downtown Bend.
So we hauled it out to our house and dumped it, and look what the boys found. It's really cool.
What the boys unearthed in Levi Witt's yard allowed them to reach back through the centuries and shake hands with some of the earliest inhabitants of Central Oregon, who'd created a kind of archaic Swiss Army knife out of a hunk of obsidian.
They can make it into a drill. They could take this end and make it really steep. When they make it into a drill, they could drill things with. Or they can make it into an arrowhead or a spear point.
Whose antiquity is it anyway? There's a legal point here, too.
Generally, things on your own property belong to you. If it's associated with a burial or there's a burial, then that's a different situation.
It's hard to date the piece without X-ray tests, but it may well have been produced by a Northern Paiute band or predecessor.
They might have carried this up to the Columbia River and traded it for salmon. Something like that, or taken over to the coast and traded it for shells.
Wherever the discovery takes Marcus and Levi, it helps to have a sense of where you are.
They said it was 5,000 to 7,000 years old.
And who came before. In Bend, Jim Hyde, the 10 o'clock news.
Great picture of those kids. If you'd like to learn more about the kinds of discoveries the boys made, the Archaeological Society of Central Oregon invites you to learn more about their field projects and outreach programs. You can contact them through the Forest Service in Bend or the Deschutes County Historical Society.
Isn't that every kid's dream, though?
Of
You're
course.
digging in the dirt, hoping to find something special.
Some kind of treasure.
Yeah. Wow, what a great story. Well, coming up, a really sad day for the Clintons.
Their beloved dog, Buddy, has died. We'll have more on the presidential pet's life just ahead.
Plus, a high-speed chase caught on tape when the 10 o'clock news continues.
Catch store-wide savings at the 15-hour sale this Saturday at Meyer & Frank with a special preview day Friday. Save 25 to 50% store-wide. Plus, use your extra 15% off bonus coupons to save even more. Find the best of everything for your home and wardrobe. And get great early bird specials Friday and Saturday till noon. Shop early or shop late at the 15-hour sale this Saturday at Meyer & Frank.
The right choices make all the difference.
The 15-hour sale at Meyer & Frank.
It's a total and complete inventory liquidation event. Display models, demos, one-of-a-kinds, and closeouts. The January clearance, now at Standard TV and Appliance.
Sale prices on Mitsubishi, RCA, Zenith, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, GE, Maytag, and more.
Hurry to Standard for 6 months, no payments, no interest financing.
Get the biggest and best savings during the January clearance today at Standard TV and Appliance.
Movies, TV, music, what can you expect to see and hear in the new year? Find out what's new in 2002 coming up on the 10 o'clock news.
To lose weight, I use Dexatrim Natural. It's a dietary supplement that helps me eat less. And its dual-action metabolizer burns more fat and gives me added energy for my healthy lifestyle. Drug-free Dexatrim Natural. It's a natural.
I'm a Gold Bond Lotion woman. Chicago winters make my skin so dry, cracked, and itchy.
Ordinary moisturizers don't relieve it, but Gold Bond Lotion is medicated, so it soothes, moisturizes, and stops the itch.
Gold Bond Lotion. If it works in Chicago, it'll work anywhere.
It's the new year!
Lamps Plus is celebrating with the January sale and clearance.
They got more selection and more lighting at the lowest prices guaranteed.
Literally hundreds of trend-setting table lamps, floor lamps, desk lamps, chandeliers, lighting fixtures, and much more. All at 10 to 50% off.
Their biggest sale of the year.
The Lamps Plus January sale and clearance.
Prices so low, they must be crazy.
What was that Passat commercial? The one with the fancy all-wheel drive thingy? What was the deal? If one wheel starts slipping, power gets taken away from it and sent to the other wheels. That'd be a good thing to have.
Just a reminder, the 4Motion all-wheel drive system from Volkswagen is only available from Volkswagen.
A Texas woman is dead after being stabbed repeatedly and shot inside an office building just north of Dallas.
26-year-old Dixon Acevedo was shot in a first-floor office this morning. She died about an hour after she was taken to the hospital. Police say she knew her attacker, 35-year-old Todd Caro.
The lady that I talked to said she heard some noises came out of her office. The victim was running towards her, and there was someone, a man behind her shooting. And at that point, I think the other two ladies in the office ran next door into the deli and then called the police.
Well, the suspect was shot by police, taken to the hospital. He's in critical condition. Investigators are trying to determine the nature of their relationship and what exactly sparked the violence.
President Clinton's beloved chocolate retriever Buddy has been killed by a car. The dog was killed near the Clintons' home in New York. They weren't home at the time. They did release a statement saying Buddy, quote, brought them much joy and will be truly missed. Police say it is unclear whether Buddy was being walked at the time of the accident or escaped the Clinton home.
In other news across America tonight, it started out as a routine attempt to stop a driver for a traffic violation. It turned into a police pursuit. California police chased a female driver from San Gabriel to the San Fernando Valley and back to the streets of L.A. The chase ended in Hollywood, where the suspect stopped, holding a white piece of paper from the driver's side window. Officers pulled her out of the car. After a brief struggle, she was handcuffed and taken into custody.
A dead woman is the victim of robbery in Las Vegas. 3 cars hit and killed 42-year-old Lynette Spiller. Authorities say the first 2 cars drove away, but the third car stopped after her body got trapped underneath the car. Police say that's when bystanders stole her things. They're investigating, though. They say although Spiller had been jaywalking, the drivers of the first 2 cars face felony hit-and-run charges.
8 fire departments in Florida were called out to fight a huge fire at the Cypress Truck Line Company. Flames burned through the roof. Heavy smoke has closed the Hart Bridge near Alltel Stadium. The fire broke out in a diesel shed at the back of the complex.
Coming up, what's new in 2002?
Well, we're going to take a look in the crystal ball to see what you can expect in the world of entertainment.
Plus, a Backstreet Boy behind bars. We have the scoop when the 10 o'clock news returns.
On the next VIP, a super high-speed race car has been targeted for sabotage.
Jayhawk is the car that Nikki's test driving.
Let's make this interesting.
And Val and the team keep Nikki from taking her final lap. Action with an attitude. VIP. Saturday at 5 on KPTV, Oregon's 12.
Clean sweep. Clean sweep.
We've lowered the broom and are sweeping up the savings for you during the Clean Sweep sale and clearance at Emporium. You'll find savings of an additional 30 and 50% off selected merchandise in every department. That's total savings of 45 to 75%. Clean Sweep is going on now. Hurry in and clean house only at Emporium.
Meet my 21st century family. They're always on the phone, or online, or out and about, and it all adds up. That's why we got the total package from Quest. We get high-speed DSL, phone service with tons of features. Oh, and Mr. Wireless,
He gets a plan with 1,200 minutes, including long distance.
For only $99.89 a month, get the new total package from Quest.
Who knew the future would be so simple?
I'm into immediate gratification.
Wix Furniture has 48-hour delivery on all in-stock furniture.
It's Wix Furniture's biggest sale of the year, featuring Wix fabulous new Lazy Boy collection. Great prices on Lazy Boy sofas, sleepers, recliners, and reclining sofas. Plus, with no money down, with no monthly payments, and no finance charges due for 1 year with a Wix charge.
They say when you shop for furniture, it has to come out and touch you. If it does, I'm going to smack it.
On Wall Street, the Dow rose 98 to close at 10,172. The NASDAQ was up 65 to 2044. The 10 o'clock news continues in a moment.
Think your mechanic can handle a transmission? Think again. For a job done right, guaranteed, at a price that's right, call 1-800-GO-AMCO.
Right now, you can save an extra 20 to 50% off our everyday low prices. So you'll find something that not only fits you perfectly, but your wallet as well.
The Men's Warehouse year-end sale.
You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
I want to tell the world about a friend I know. He eats at Subway, which is where I go. I'm so happy I just gotta smile. 'Cause thanks to Jared, I have a whole new style.
With the help of exercise and Subway's 7 sandwiches with just 6 grams of fat or less, more people are discovering a great-tasting way to look and feel better. Of course, a little inspiration doesn't hurt either.
Anyone sitting here?
Subway, eat fresh.
Next time
time on Tracker, an alien killer hides in the body of a canine.
Every instinct he has drives him back to his inside.
And when a politician is slaughtered, Tracker unleashes the dogs of war. Adrian Paul is Tracker.
Saturday at 6 on KPTV, Oregon's 12.
Sydney's most trusted ally.
Where's Nigel?
Gets a deadly power. Something's happened to me. And now, a loyal sidekick has a chance to kick it back. Animal. Tia Carrere.
I'll pay for the damage.
Next, Relic Hunter.
Saturday on KPTV, Oregon's 12.
It's a new year, and that means a whole new batch of songs, movies, and TV shows.
Brian Palmer previews what's ahead in 2002 on the big screen, the little screen, and in the music stores.
Something draws near. I can feel it.
2002 promises a mix of the familiar and the adventurous, as movie makers, musicians, and TV moguls seek to capture our hearts, minds, and dollars after a historically trying year.
Well, I'm just trying to help. Help me now, please.
I think generally we still are going to watch feel-good shows. They don't have to be super touchy-feely, but I don't think we want to watch anything yet that gets us too stressed out. I do think quality dramas with good stories and shows that make us laugh will still do well.
Dramas that revolve around American sailors, soldiers, and aviators like JAG, plus shows with spy themes like Alias and 24 pack the lineup.
We've got to hit water like in the next hour.
Reality TV shows like Survivor 4 and Fear Factor live on in 2002. And on the comedy front, Friends chugs into its 8th season, along with old favorites like Everybody Loves Raymond and newcomers Bernie Mac and Scrubs.
You get here.
Just now.
Cable TV, with hits like HBO's Sopranos and Sex and the City, will continue to push programming limits and spur the broadcast networks to pump up the raciness in their offerings.
Why wasn't I picked? I'm single and I'm definitely fabulous.
In the world of film, it seems to be a year of sequels. You have sequels coming up to Star Wars Episode 2, you have Men in Black 2, Stuart Little 2, Austin Powers 3, and it's sequels all over the place.
And next holiday season will be deja vu all over again, with the release of new episodes in the adventures of Harry Potter and the Hobbit-driven Lord of the Rings saga. 2002 also promises new records from hibernating artists like Mark Anthony, Alanis Morissette, Cher, and Celine Dion. Madonna heads into the studio, and Alicia Keys heads out on tour, where Britney already is.
You'll watch me.
It's pretty much over for the whole teen pop phenomenon, unless you're NSYNC or Britney Spears. Depends on how good Christina Aguilera's record is to see how she'll do, if she'll maintain.
And also, look for surprises from outside the mainstream, Sundance-type low-budget film and indie music to liven up the new year. Brian Palmer, CNN, New York.
And by the way, you can see Everybody Loves Raymond right here on KPTV Oregon's 12 twice a night, 5 nights a week.
One of the Backstreet Boys is in trouble with the law. Nick Carter arrested for refusing to follow police officers' orders to leave a nightclub after a fight broke out. While officers made arrests, Carter started arguing with a woman. That's him there in the middle. He was told to leave more than 10 times, but he refused to go. Officers then told him to leave by the count of 3, or he'd be arrested. 1, 2, 3. He was arrested. The 21-year-old will appear in court March 4th.
He's the young one, the good one. Yeah. Well, the Oregon Zoo and its visitors are wishing a happy first birthday to a very special animal.
Birthday, dear Ozzy. Happy birthday to you.
That's the Bear in the Big Blue House cha-cha-cha, isn't it? Ozzy the sea otter was born 1 year ago today. He is the very first southern sea otter to be conceived, born, and raised by his mother in captivity. Instead of a birthday cake, Ozzy got a frozen crab treat, which is tasty and fun.
We give these animals enrichment objects like this in order to
basically simulate something that they would naturally do in the wild, allowing them to bust this open and things like that.
Oh, it looks like he had so much fun with it, too. Ozzy has spent a lot of time with his mother in his first year of life. She taught him how to forage on his own and how to groom himself.
He is cute.
Oh, really cute.
Final look at the morning forecast just ahead with Monica Guzza.
And Duck fans have to settle for second best after tonight's Rose Bowl. You'll hear how they feel about it when we come back.
He was the dreamer who inspired a generation.
Imagine all the people living life in peace.
Now, through his own words and personal film archives, you can witness the life of one of the most controversial artists of our time.
His music will live on forever.
Imagine John Lennon.
Saturday at 8 on KPTV, Oregon's 12.
Get motivated today. Get really motivated now. Call and get 2 for 1 or 50% off for yourself. That's right, half off. Call 1-800-204-2400. It's the way we make you feel.
It feels good to give to charities. It feels even better to know that your gifts will continue to make a difference after you're gone. Now's the time to plan for it. Talk with your favorite charity or a legal or financial advisor about the best way to leave a legacy in your will or estate plan. It's the only way to make sure your money goes to the people and causes you care about most. Leave more than memories. Leave a legacy. Contact a charity or a legal or financial advisor to find out how.
It's a total and complete inventory liquidation event. Display models, demos, one-of-a-kinds, and closeouts. The January clearance, now at Standard TV and Appliance.
Sale prices on Mitsubishi, RCA, Zenith, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, GE, Maytag, and more.
Hurry to Standard for 6 months, no payments, no interest financing.
Get the biggest and best savings during the January clearance today at Standard TV and Appliance.
Things that the Seekers. Things that the Seekers.
No. Cornelius Brothers and Sister Rose, 1972.
You want expert answers whenever you need them? Come to Office Depot, where our people listen, understand, and help.
How can I get organized?
The new generation of handhelds. It'd be nice if everything was like that. Office Depot. What you need to know.
Oh, look at that. Look at the little Nature Sweet tomatoes. What's the matter? You afraid to leave your mama's vine?
Oh, you're just bitter because they taste homegrown and you don't.
Hey, who you calling bitter?
Listen, only Nature Sweet brand tomatoes taste as fresh as homegrown tomatoes, and that's because they ripen on that vine.
Oh, if you're so smart, Smarty Pants, where's your vine, huh?
Pears grow on trees.
Well, I knew that. Nature Sweet tomatoes. They taste homegrown because they ripen on that vine.
Now, sports with Tim Becker.
Well, the way things turned out at the Rose Bowl tonight, Mike Bellotti turned into nothing more than just another commentator for the telecast. Miami's decisive win over Nebraska left the Hurricanes the undisputed heavyweight champs of college football. All the suspense was gone by halftime, and Miami quarterback Ken Dorsey made sure of that. He had his best game ever, throwing for 3 touchdowns in the first half and finishing with 362 yards through the air. That is a career high. The 37-14 win left little doubt about a possible championship split with Oregon. A question that was put to Miami's coach after the game.
Larry, what would you say if Mike Bellotti called you tomorrow and said, let's play this game and settle it once and for all?
Why? We're the national champions. We don't need to settle anything. It's already settled. It's settled on the field tonight.
You know, really was the best I felt physically all year, I think. I really felt like I was very healthy this game. I felt like, you know, there was no soreness whatsoever. And, you know, I think the time off, some teams that might hurt a little bit, but I think it really helped our team.
And, of course, the outcome was a disappointment to Duck fans who gathered to root for a different result. We even found one transplanted Nebraska fan who was in alliance with the Quackerbackers. Her Cornhuskers didn't win, but that doesn't change the fact that the Ducks still finished 11-1, best record ever, and a bright spot despite what happened at the Rose Bowl tonight.
Greatest season the Ducks have ever had. It's just a shame we're not in this game tonight. I think we proved that down at the Fiesta Bowl. We showed what we were worth, and I think we're a lot better than Nebraska.
To be number 2 in the nation is just phenomenal, just amazing. And it's a shame we have to rely on another game to determine our future. But, you know, we proved that we belong on the field in this Rose Bowl.
They've come a long way, and I know Mike Bellotti very well, and I think that he wanted to win a national championship. And this was his opportunity, and the way things are going, he'll probably have another one in the future.
All right, on we go to hoops. Blazer GM Bob Whitsitt downplaying comments made by Scottie Pippen after last night's loss to the Raptors. Scottie implied the team's problems are the fault of team management. Today, Whitsitt responded, simply chalking up Pippen's remarks to frustration, saying with the new coach and ongoing injuries, the team still needs time to develop. Well, gang, elsewhere tonight at the other end of the spectrum, the Dallas Mavericks going after their 11th win in a row tonight with 30 points and 16 boards from Dirk Nowitzki in New York. But late in the game, Allen Houston sticks a jumper, and that would send it to overtime, tied 92-all. Latrell Sprewell then reels off 5 straight points in OT, and they never look back. The 108-101 New York decision ends the Mavericks' 10-game winning streak. On the prep scene, Marshall Hartman's Westview Wildcats traveling into Beaverton. There's his next head coach, PSU's Joel Sabatka, taking some notes. Hartman going to work with the early jumper, but the Beavers would stick around. Matt Henderson, the bucket coming up down low. The Cats, though, built a 20-8 lead after one period, thanks to plays like this one. Hartman going up top to Eric Allen. Westview over Beaverton, 57-43. Hey, ready or not, golf season is underway again, opening with a Mercedes Championship at Kapalua, where Mike Weir sticks his approach on 18. That sets up one of his 10 birdies on the way to a course record tying 63. He's got a 3-stroke lead over second place and is 5 shots ahead of Tiger Woods, who dials in the impressive eagle from long range on 15 here to go to 5 under par. That's where he sits after the first round. The guy's just kind of dinking around out there, though, you know, first tournament of the year, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Hey, back to the bowl situation. You know, every year after the bowls are played, somebody complains it wasn't fair, we didn't get our chance, and they talk about making changes every year. What's gonna come out of this business with the Ducks this year?
I think that the Oregon football fans pretty much know that they blew it. That Miami had it figured out before the season started. Win them all, and you're the undisputed heavyweight champs. Duck fans know that their team blew it when they blew a 21-point lead to Stanford in the fourth quarter during the regular season. And there's not much they can say, and I think they're taking it well. They understand we are number 2, we're not number 1. How can we be? Miami's undefeated.
Right. This business, though, with the computers versus the votes, is anything going to change there?
I don't know if anything is going to change with that at all. It'll be interesting to see. I know the BCS is talking about maybe factoring, giving a little bit more weight to the AP vote later in the season when it seems to count more, because that's sort of the subjective thing that humans see, and the computers can't, because they're just looking at all the other games and stats and all that good stuff. That might be one of the changes we see.
Very interesting, Tim. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, wake up weather, Monica.
Glad I'm doing the weather. That's going to be complicated. But here's wake up weather. Low clouds and fog to start your day here in the Portland and Vancouver metropolitan area. Sunrise isn't until 7:51. But one thing about the fog tomorrow, there's going to be a lot of dense fog in many areas, like over into LeGrand, Pendleton, and over to Baker City, not Baker City, excuse me, down into the Umpqua Basin and the southern Willamette Valley. So we could even see some freezing fog in the morning in some areas, so just be cautious.
Good warning. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.
Meet Ray and his loving family.
Adoring wife. No. A doting mother. Loving father. Devoted brother.
Hey. Oh, crap.
Most husbands like cuddling with their wives.
Oh, they don't. You're a good wife.
Don't you ever call me that again.
Weeknights at 6:30 on KPTV, Oregon's 12.
I'm sick of this. I'm sick of dealing with you. I'm sick of...
I work 6 days a week. Who do you think you are?
Don't you ever talk back to me again! You just shut up!
What are you crying about?
What a child learns about violence, a child learns for life. Teach carefully. We can show you how. Act against violence. Call 877-ACT-WISE for a free brochure.
You know, the beauty of a show like mine is that it lives in the moment.
Now.
One word can trigger a whole new line of discussion.
Now.
One question can open a whole new line of thought.
Now.
And one act of compassion or caring can change a life forever.
Now. Montel, making a difference.
Now more than ever.
Weekdays at 9 on KPTV, Oregon's 12.
I'm Ken Ackerman.
And I'm Kimberly Moss. Tomorrow on Good Day.
Under one roof.
American Family Insurance.
Believe it or not, that was me, 107 pounds heavier. Every year I made the same resolution to lose weight, but I never stuck to it. Then last year I found Nutrisystem.com. And now I'm wearing a size I haven't worn since high school. Nutrisystem made it easy. It's convenient, affordable, and the food tastes great. Make your New Year's resolution come true. Nutrisystem.com. It works.
Call Nutrisystem for your free program. 1-800-411-DIET.
Attention, we're picking up something big on radar. It's the 42nd Annual Portland Boat Show. The largest off-the-water show west of the Mississippi is your chance to shop from more than 7 acres of boats, including sport, sail, and fishing boats, yachts, and personal watercraft. Plus, see one-of-a-kind attractions like a submarine specially designed for the Swedish Navy and the authentic Chinese junk boat, the Flying Dragon. The 42nd Annual Portland Boat Show. It's too big to miss. Starting this Saturday at the Expo Center.